now that you're hired, right? Have you been writing down everything that you're doing on the job?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
one thing that I noticed after starting work is that the performance year does not last an entire year. It lasts 6 months because management needs to then take that data and then go to corporate and figure out what this means for the department. So you need to figure out goal setting. You need to set those goals. You need to meet those goals, and then you need to explain to your department that you met those goals and why and how, and so that's something that you need to go into. And how have you started documenting your own performance? I would say.
Training log. Everything I do. I write down how many pages I worked on, what I did. So I learned the hard way. Actually, Alex gave me this advice, and I did start writing it down, but then I got a little lax. When you then get to spend an entire day looking back and being like, what did I do for the past 10 months? Because now you want to know this, and they're like, tell us, what reviews did you do? I did reviews. I'm like, well, yes, but how many, and what type, and like for what projects, and how big were the books, and how big this, and you're like, I'll get back to you on that. Yeah, no, I'm now very religious about it, to the point where even after doing something, once I've completed it, I write it down. 'Cause if you don't write it down, you forget it. I have a Word doc, I just keep listing it, and I just have a section. I'm like, this is this section. And the other thing is, I keep copies, because part of our process, you write your commits at the beginning of the year. I take those, I put those in the Word doc, and every time I do anything that I think would fit under any of those categories, I add it in. And I keep it running. And if you have a really busy month, or you have a lot going on, I will schedule time for myself at least once a month to say, all right, 30 minutes. What did you do this month? And start filling it in, and start putting that stuff there. Even if it's super cursory, just did this review, dump it there. Because then I can spend the time later, like as long as I've done some of the work up front and I have it there, it makes it a lot easier when, 10 months later, and now write your review evaluating what you did, and how you think you did on your goals, and how you achieved them is a lot easier when you don't have to then go back across, however many months of work you did.
I would like to say to be your own advocate, okay? I know we're all trying to be humble out here, but humble doesn't get you more money, okay? You gotta keep track of your stuff, everything that you do. I just put on the back of my notebook that I write like all my notes in, okay? So when they ever ask me like, Amy, what are you doing? I can tell them exactly what I'm doing and how well I did it and how it's helped the company. You have to sell yourself. You have to be your best friend for yourself. Like you have to be your hype man, okay? Because that's what's gonna separate you after the year from getting like a 2% versus a 10%, which is gigantic, okay? Don't be afraid to talk yourself up and believe in yourself. And make friends with people who you work with, so that, because they don't just ask your lead, they ask people who work with you. Like make good relationships with your friends and your other coworkers and stuff, so that they can also vouch for you. They can say, I've witnessed her put this book together in 5 days when she got her deadline maybe a couple days ago. And we transfer time to make that happen. So yeah, talk about yourself, believe in yourself, and keep track of everything that you do. And don't be afraid, because that's what they want to hear. They're not asking those questions so they can hear you say, oh, I didn't really do anything. I put in my hours at work, and no, they want you to point out the things that you did, because maybe they weren't paying attention, or they want to know why it's worth keeping you if you didn't do anything. Keep track of everything, talk about